States. So it's a totally different vibration and clearing that has to be done. So,
Yeah, and at the same time, when I really have been working with international companies, it's I think we can all need good vibes, and we all love an atmosphere of peace and appreciation. So, in my opinion, that's something that is really needed all over the world. And I think that there are different countries who have different issues, and yes. I think that everyone can benefit from positive vibes, and I'm so grateful for this summit and also for the precious work that you do, bring good vibes to this world. That's exactly what I think that each of us needs at present.
thank you so much. That's why we're aligned.
Yes,
Thank you
exactly.
so much,
Yes,
Annette.
very much
All
as well.
right.
All the best for you and your summit.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being part of it and adding. It's like creating a beautiful crown of jewels. I don't know, that like every speaker is like a diamond, or a gem in this beautiful crown that we're creating. So thank you so much, and we'll
Thank
see
you.
you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
So that was Annette. Sorry. Ah, all right. So Doris Acoli says, thank you, Annette. Great content. And Carolyn Dolly is a speaker coming up soon. She's talking about the collective and how we influence it. Okay, so let's get ready for our next speaker. And this speaker, her name is Susie Finley. She is the founder of the Happiness Now Network and Acoustic Therapeutics. She combines her sound therapy and happiness mindset skills to help others find joy within by freeing themselves of stress and encouraging self expression through art and improv. She's based out of Long Island and she works with clients both locally and virtually. So please welcome to the stage Susie Finley.
Oh, thank you, Leslie. I love those little stars. There's a quote by Wayne Dyer: "Don't die with your music still left inside," that I didn't like. And I didn't like it because it resonated with me. And I was at a point in my life where I was 55 years old, and I felt like not only was I about to die with my music inside of me, but I also felt like there was nothing left inside of me. Now, I know I'm not alone in this. How many of you people out there, please tell me I'm not the only codependent over here, that have taken care of everybody in your family but yourself? And if that's a problem, I'm here to help, because I made that my mission, that I want us all to express our music. And I decided to name my talk From Chaos to Calm, Find Your Soul Song with Sound Therapy. And that's what we're going to be discussing today. But first, Leslie, I have to thank you for making this amazing community and raising everybody's vibes. And I want to thank everybody for being here and being committed to raising the world's vibration. And so, big thank you to everybody. But you guys want to know why I'm super excited about sound therapy and expressing our songs? Yeah? Okay, good. Before I found sound therapy, I was at a point in my life I was just about to give up. I had taken 4 family members through hospice and gotten myself very sick in the meantime being a caregiver. I was taking care of, like I said, everybody but me. And I ended up with lupus and Sjogren's and became crippled. And I was almost ready to believe the doctors that there was no way back, because I was able to walk again and everything, but I couldn't get my energy back and I had no brain power. And before all this, I was an artist and I had all this creative stuff that I wanted to get out. I felt like everything was dead inside. There was no energy. But my very first sound therapy treatment completely changed all that. And there's so much I want to tell you. So I think how much time we got in here. But I want to start with the most important thing for everybody. And that's everything. You're born with everything you need. So when Wayne Dyer said, "Don't die with your music left inside," I changed that. And I want everyone to say, and I want you to repeat this with me: all my music is already inside of me. It's always here. All I have to do is hit play. And I want to help you anchor that in. So if you can, I'd like everyone to tap. You're going to tap right here on your thymus gland. It's like right below here and on your breastbone here. Just tap and say, my music is always inside me. All I have to do is just hit play. And imagine that you have this little play button here. And what I want to do while you're imagining that, I'm going to put my little tuning forks on here. And when you press this button, and I want you to do it again, just hit play. What comes to mind for you? What comes up? Do you want to be an artist? Are you a sculptor? Maybe you always wanted to be a fantastic chef. Maybe you wanted to dance. Just close your eyes, and I want you to imagine again hitting that button. What comes out? And just take a couple of moments to think about this. The reason sound helps so much is that it's information. So these frequencies are going to help you discover more about yourself than a talk therapy would. So let the sound communicate with you. What does your soul want you to express? It may have been something you thought about when you were a little kid. But then when you got older, people told you, oh, you know, that's childish. You shouldn't be doing that. Or maybe you had started on a great career, but you stopped to take care of your family. That music is never forgotten about. It never dies. It's always in you. Imagine what that world would look like for you. If every time you were stressed and thought you didn't have time for yourself, you hit your play button and said, all I have to do is hit play. And that gives you your creativity to do whatever it is that you want to express. Okay, so open your eyes. And I want you just to do some tapping here. It's going to also help continue it. Now, tapping on the thymus gland is one of the best things you can do for your health besides your creativity. It's the master gland of the immune system. So just by tapping on it, as little as 30 seconds, boosts your immunity. It raises your energy. The only thing I would say is don't do this before bed because you get like, you won't be able to sleep. But this is the best thing to do in the morning. So that's why I made this my play button. So just want you to tap and program this in. Keep tapping. And notice any changes. Notice if right away you feel energy. Notice if you feel, a lot of times you feel your sinuses and stuff opening up in your face. And sometimes it goes right to your head and you just get some kind of creative thought. So I'm going to tap a little bit longer. You can switch hands. Close your eyes. Okay, now say it with me again. My music is always within me. All I have to do is hit play. Take a deep breath. You want to know a couple more sound secrets that help me tremendously? Besides being creative with sound and getting that music out, it's also very calming. One of my other favorite things to do is humming. I'm giving you all the things you can do on your own without tools. That's why I love sound therapy. No matter what your budget is, you can go from using all the equipment you're born with. You can get high-tech sound therapy tables and machines. You can get tuning forks. You can get drums. But I'm going to show you everything you can do that you're born with. So I want to show you one of my favorite humming exercise. It's called the humming bee breath. And what's so amazing about humming, just like thymus increases your immune system. Humming creates nitric oxide. And nitric oxide is a vasodilator, which means it relaxes your whole cardiovascular system, which lowers your blood pressure. So it lowers your blood pressure. It actually is antiviral and antibacterial, so it keeps you from getting sick. So it's another immune booster. So I'd love everybody to join me. And we're going to do, like I said, the humming bee breath. So there's a little trick to this. You're going to close off your ears because we want to be in like complete silence. And you're going to cover your eyes. And on the inhale, you can inhale for a count of 5. And on the exhale, you're just going to hum. And we're going to do 5 rounds of this. Ready? This is the third one. And the fourth one. And the fifth one. And notice how calm you feel. You should feel calm and sometimes sleepy, sometimes energized. If you do it too long, it was very funny. The very first time I did this with a class, I was doing a stress relief class, and I wanted to set my timer for a minute. And I had everybody closing off their eyes, and it seemed like the longest minute ever. So I decided to go like this to peek to see if I could see the clock on the computer. And it's everybody else like this. I'm like, uh-oh. And we went 5 minutes doing this. And after 5 minutes of this, we were giggling so hard. Everyone looked like they were stoned. And the next day, everyone sent me these little bee emojis, and I became the queen of happiness. And that's how I created the Happiness Hive. And I'd love, if anyone wants to join my community, I'd love to have you guys join my community. Because one of the things about sound, everything you do is intensified when you do it together. So when you hum, everything's intensified. So there's a magic formula Jonathan Goldman always talks about. Intention plus vibration equals manifestation. So if you want to help manifest something, if you put it into a vibration, that helps expand it. Just like the meditation everybody's doing today, when you all meditate together, there's so much more power in that. So it's the same with sound. That's why I'd love to have you guys join my Happiness Hive community. And I want to give you all a complimentary music download because I'd like to take you into a deep sound journey so you could discover that music inside of you, so that not only does it not die, but it just like fills your world and everybody you come into contact with. So thank you so much. And Leslie, thank you. And thank you for everybody being here to help raise everyone survives. Thank you.
You're welcome, Susie. I just, there were a couple of comments I wanted to let you know about or ask this question. Karina was wondering, what are the frequencies you're using with the 3 tuning forks?
Okay, so this is, I have my favorite ones here. And I always do C and G actually. C and G are all you need, right? C and G balances everybody. It's the ratio between the C and G. And I added A and F to it because, well, C and G is actually, when you bang these two together, you get like 60 different tones because these forks ring all the overtones. But these are some of the overtones that come out of it. So this is A and F. and this just makes them sound louder. So you can actually do everything you need. I have, like, to me, a complete set is these tuning forks, the C and G, and then I have what's called an auto, which is a body tuner, which is a C128 that you can put on the body. So a lot of people think that you need like thousands of tuning forks. All you need is C and G and then one body tuner. But that being said, I'm like my teacher. He says he's a sound hoarder. I am too. I did buy every single tuning fork out there. But I just want people to know you don't you don't have to make this huge investment. You can do everything like with your voice and 3 tuning forks. Oh, and I should have shown this. This is my other favorite thing. This is called a crystal tuner. When you hit your tuning fork on the crystal, it also activates the crystal, so you get energy from that as well. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
And this one's actually, this is a planetary one. This is Jupiter. This one, those
Jupiter's for expansion.
Yeah. And I just, like I said, like the other ones are all you need, but these are just so much fun. and then
Doris Akoli is saying, my throat chakra loves you.
Oh, I love you.
And
too.
then Day is saying, thank you, Susie. I teach beings how to be in happiness more easily and consistently as well. So that's
beautiful.
Cool. She's an alignment teacher.
I'd love to have you join my community. I want to spread happiness. And I have that complimentary CD for you. Actually, it's not a CD. We do downloads now. You can tell how old I am. I'm still talking about CDs. And yeah.
Yeah. So people will get your, they'll text you, and again, for people just tuning in, there'll be a PDF that I'll be sending to everyone who's signed up and registered, so that it'll be a PDF of all the speakers, all of their free offers, all of their special offers, and also the contact information. So be sure that you sign in or log in to the register for this event, and that way you'll be on the mailing list. All right. Well, thank you, Susie. That was wonderful as usual. I love that, I'm always looking for different tips to raise our vibration. I do that on my weekly podcast, the tip of the week. And your humming one with the eyes, the humming.
I love that. It's still my favorite.
Oh, so good. So good. It really works. So Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we will talk to you soon. Happy National Good Vibes Day.
Thank you for doing this. This is so beautiful. I love what you're doing. I love you. Thank you.
Thank you. Love you too. All right. So that was Susie Finley, and you can tell she's got a lot of beautiful energy, and it's just, this is wonderful. My vibration is rising, as we go through and learn from all of these beautiful speakers. So are you ready for our next speaker? If you are, say so in the comments, because I can see those. So my next speaker is a dear friend of mine and a mentor. Yes, her name is Reverend Carolyn Dolly, and she spent many years on her spiritual journey in search of how to have peace on earth. Following the inner guidance of spirit, she moved from Colorado to Syracuse, New York, and spent years learning from the Iroquois people at the Onondaga Nation, where she was mentored by Chief Leon Shenandoah, and embraced the teaching of the Great Law of Peace and the Thanksgiving Day Address. She attended the United Nations Cry of the Earth Summit in 1993, where she heard the ancient prophecies of the 4 directions from the First Peoples Nation. She is an author and a shamanic healer based out of Clearwater, Florida. Please welcome to the stage, Reverend Carolyn Dolly.
Can you hear me all right? Thank you so much, Leslie, for inviting me to your wonderful summit. My energy is sky high. As you said, just listening to these listening to all these speakers just raises your vibration. And so I'm here today to thank Leslie for having this, because as we join together, we are part of the collective. We are all one. So we help to raise the vibration of the whole earth. And my journey has been a long journey in search of peace. And as Leslie said, I did travel on a spiritual journey from Colorado to Syracuse in search of peace. And it took 2 years for me to actually come in front of Chief Leon Shenandoah and listen to his words in the great law of peace. And also his words on teaching how to heal the collective and sustain the earth by coming together and giving thanks for every living thing under the sun, including the sun. And so the Iroquois believed that by saying this Thanksgiving dress before every meeting, every council, giving thanks to everything on the earth helps to sustain the earth. So I just wanted to share that, but I want to set the intention today, just heal myself, heal the earth. And that was an Algonquin prophecy for the earth that I heard at the United Nations. I did attend that with the Iroquois delegation and had an opportunity to listen to the prophecies of what is happening on the earth. And it absolutely changed my life to be aware of how connected all things are and the interrelationship of all things. So I learned so much from that it did change my life. And I made a commitment to myself that I would share many of the teachings. And one of them is about the medicine wheel. I taught medicine wheel teachings for each moon cycle for about 20 years here in Florida. And we also did drum circles. And the intention for this was to raise the vibration, but a very high tune teaching, high vibration teaching, followed by a meditation that helped everyone raise their vibration and become one. So our intention at this was to become one harmonic accord and of one mind, with the intention for peace on earth and sustainability and helping ourselves heal. I'd like to backtrack a little. As Leslie introduced me, I was ordained in a healing ministry. And it was because I believe in healing. And I have had personal experiences that I'd like to speak a little bit about, because when we trust, we set the intention, we carry the high vibration of belief, of trust, of speaking the words that we want to come true, be fruitful in our life, and keeping a positive attitude. So that's what I wanted to say, that at one time when I was quite young, I had migraines every day, 24/7 for 7 years. And I finally turned to God and said, if you're real, please help me. And so it was all very spiritual and synchronistic. A little paper came along and I happened to open it and see that there was a clinic for people who had pain, and that a little spiritual healer was there just helping people. And I jumped in my car and drove 3 hours to the clinic because I believed in what I heard. I believed healing was possible. So he prayed for me, and I was immediately healed for the first time in 7 years. I didn't have that pain. And it changed my life. Once again, I turned to him and said, I hope that one day I'll be able to help people and heal the suffering of humanity. So this has been my passion, and it's taken different directions as I I'm weaving together Christianity, Native American spirituality, and metaphysical understanding and quantum physics. And at this time, I'm working with the Golden Light Force. When I was young, I was handed a book. It was a red book, and it had a gold label on it that said the Golden Force. And I read it, and it was all about how we think and our vibration, and that as we think thoughts of a high vibration, I don't know, I had an energy spiral. I kind of wanted to show that our thoughts are either positive and we are going upward toward eternity and peace and love, or our thoughts are negative and going downward in the spiral toward entropy and decay and disease. So after knowing that healing was possible because I believed in it, another example is my little dog was run over by a car and the bumper was completely bent. And as she lay in the road, I went to her and I put my hands on her and said that I did a prayer for her and I did Reiki on her, and she just calmed down so I could get her in my car and take her to the veterinary hospital in Largo. It was an emergency nighttime clinic. And so when they looked at her, they didn't know if she would live through the night, and that she probably would have to have wheels, that her spine was damaged, her legs were out of the sockets, they were all crumbled. And I just loved her so much. I just said to her, if you want to live, I'll help you. I'll do everything that I can. And so she made it through the night. And then a few days later, I was sitting in the waiting room waiting, and I just started praying and sending Reiki. And I was asking the question, God, can you see the little white dog? And I saw an eye, and I heard the eye of God sees the little dog. And then I just started sending energy and praying for her. And suddenly I saw what looked like the veil or the train that Jesus had that went from heaven to earth. And I knew just touch the train and she will be healed. But then I saw an x-ray and it said there's a new x-ray, and I looked and her legs were in the sockets, her body was straight, she was laying down, but everything looked good. So I was crying because I knew that my vibration and energy of love moved the universe to heal my little dog. So when I went in, she was laying down, but she was straight. Everything was good. And so I went home, and in the morning, I got a call from the clinic that I should come right in. The vet wanted to see me. And he came running in with a new x-ray, and he said, look, we don't have to do surgery. She can go home. So it took some time for all of the healing to take place, and Reiki and just working on her spine, but her legs were in the sockets. And the last thing to heal were her paws, the nerves at the end. So that was another miracle. And that came from a high vibration of integrating myself with the divine. And so today I'd like to talk also about, at the Shaman Conference in 1983 in Europe, they came to a consensus is that if man does not heal while he's here on the earth, he will not be able to graduate and evolve. And so they sent out the call, and it was called the Cry of the Earth. And this prophecy of heal yourself, heal the earth was born from that seed. And then the tribes from around the nation came together to give their prophecies on what they thought could be done to help heal man and the earth. So it started bringing my awareness to working with the whole person, the whole of everything that is integrated, so that we begin to see that there's much more, there's more than just what we can see in third dimension. And so when we learn to, alchemy is about raising the vibration of the lower human nature to the higher divine nature. And when we can do that, when we can raise our vibration to the higher divine nature, then we become one with God, we become one with the universe and all that is, and we become one with our soul. So this leads me to talk about soul retrieval and how, working with the medicine wheel, I began to get, the way I learn and the way I've always been instructed is the direct link. And Spirit will give me downloads or automatic writing, and that's how I've been educated and instructed. And in my soul retrieval, when I'm working on a client, everything begins with creating sacred space. So even today, right now, I want to call in the direction of the north and the ancestors, and also the element earth. To the east, I want to call in the element air. I want to call in eagle, and it's a place of new beginnings. To the south is the place of the element fire, and it's also a place of brotherhood and unity. So the fire represents purification and burning away the old that we no longer need, and just purifying everything, which is what the golden light force does. It purifies everything, heals everything. And that can be found in the 8th dimension, and that's the place of the soul. Is when you go up the chakras, the 8th chakra is the soul chakra. So as shaman, my work has been to help a person get in touch with their feelings. And if they have pain in their body, or if they have trauma, or we're a victim, feel like a victim, have the mindset of a victim. If a person has a mindset of a victim, then we continue to create that reality, because the vibration is in that place of feeling unworthy. It's a low, dense vibration. And so my job is to help that person get in touch with the feeling. Why did you come to me? What is your mindset? What is your feeling? And as we begin, we go, we do the ceremony and bringing all the 4 directions together and creating that sacred space. And then the shaman goes in the center and can travel the dimensions to find out what the client needs. And also to find that part of the soul that fragmented when something happened that was traumatic. And if at any time, it can do an imprint on your DNA and on your energy system, and it can cause blocks. So mostly I work with people who don't remember things that happened when they were so young. They don't have a conscious memory of it. So the shaman goes into the 0 point in the center of the circle and can travel the different dimensions by adjusting our vibration to that dimension. We can step into that dimension. So working with the client, I go down into the unconscious mind, down into Mother Earth's Garden of Eden, where all the roots of things are found, but it's also in the heart. It's the heart of your mindset. It's the heart of your being. And so we go, I am the guide and you follow me. And we go and we hear the story of what happened to you. And then I ask you to, and then you understand how that affects you today. What is the feeling? And I have you locate that feeling on your body and give it a color. And the color can have vibration. The feeling has a vibration. We can locate the feeling, maybe of being abandoned, maybe sexual abuse as a young child, feeling like a victim, unworthy, unloved, unlovable. And so, see, these are roots that I have to pull out, and sometimes they're deep. But as the person feels these things, and I work on them with a golden light energy, the things and sound, I use the rattle, and so it loosens these roots, and I cut the cords. I cut the cords that feed this shadow of a person. There's cords just like umbilical cords that feed this mindset that is negative, that is downward flowing in entropy and disease. So what is not dealt with consciously becomes illness in the body, and psychologists are supporting this hypothesis that when we don't heal, when we don't feel, when things become stuck, the vibration just cannot rise. It just continues down and goes into the physical body where you actually become ill. So when the client can locate the pain or the feeling and give it a color and bring it to conscious thought, that's the beginning of the healing process. And then I use the golden light, and I use cutting cords to undo these umbilical cords that are feeding the illusion and that are feeding the shadow. And when I blast the golden light force, which is really the energy of the soul, the golden light, everything is healed. All the past cell memory is healed. Our vibration together rises to at least the 8th dimension. And so when we vibrate that high, everything gets healed. Everything is healed. So much of what I'm talking about is that healing is possible, but that now we are being asked at this time to take steps to heal ourselves, to learn how to raise our vibration, to learn how to treat our whole body. And as we begin to integrate ourselves and become whole, we raise our vibration and we come to the awareness that we are one. Dr. Samuel Lee said that when we can integrate at that level with our soul, then we can graduate this 3rd dimension lower vibration. And we can go past the 4th dimension also, which is still not eternal life. It's an astral field. So to get to the 5th dimension, we have to graduate from this 3rd dimension and the 4th dimension into the 5th dimension. And that's where we have the awareness of oneness consciousness. Excuse me. And as we integrate, as we heal the whole. We heal everything. And that's what ascension, that's what our intention is. Heal myself, heal the earth, heal the whole, so that we can all ascend to the 5th dimension. And that is the dimension of heaven on earth. And it's the law of oneness consciousness. So I think I'm running. Okay. I think I need to
Thank
take
you
a,
so much, Carolyn. I know you have so much knowledge and wisdom that,
it's hard to
I
stay
know
on
you just want to
one
give it to
point.
everybody. But so if someone wants to reach you, I did put the your Blogspot website on there, but can they
Okay.
also text you? Is it okay to
That
text you
would
if
be
someone
great.
wants to
Yes,
reach?
I love
Okay,
text messages.
here we go. So there's
I
your
want to thank
text.
you so much for having this, Leslie. And
Oh, you're
really,
welcome.
my energy is so high just from listening.
That's awesome. And we're only probably halfway through.
I know.
So
So thank you. This is
thank you so
wonderful.
much.
I just appreciate your work so much and bringing everyone together. You really bring everyone together. And I think that's your special gift.
Thank you.
One of
Thank
your
you. And
special gifts.
thank you, Carolyn. And I appreciate you. I've known you for so many years and I've learned so much from you. And, you really have that wisdom and the healing. I've done the soul retrieval work with you, and it's really been awesome. So thank you so much. And
You're
happy
very
Good
welcome.
Vibes
Thank
Day.
you.
And we will see you soon. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
So that was Carolyn Dolly. And Doris Akali says, thank you, Carolyn. That's exactly what the collective needs. Yes. So grateful for your work, because all the shamans that are doing the work, or people that are spiritual, that are sending energy, thoughts, prayers, intentions to the planet, it works. It's real. Vibration is real. We are a vibration. And, this is real. Dave Pagano says, this is amazing. Thank you so much, Carolyn. So powerful. Oops. So powerful. All right. Okay, so let's move on to our next speaker. And let me see here. I just have to find my notes. Our next speaker is someone that has a connection to the indigenous people regarding his work. So his name is Ron Moorhead, and he's been known for decades for his worldwide research into the Bigfoot and Sasquatch phenomenon. He's an author, a researcher, a lecturer, experiencer, and producer of the Sierra Sounds, which are Bigfoot recordings that have been scientifically studied, time tested, and accredited as genuine. To date, he has come closer than any other researcher to having a complete body of evidence. And so I welcomed to the stage Ron Moorhead.
Hi, Leslie. Thank you very much for inviting me to this awesome event you're putting on here. It's all about vibration. And I first got into this, I encountered these Bigfoot creatures actually in the Sierra Nevada mountain, California. That was in 1971. And we couldn't answer the enigmas we had with classical science. So I finally got into modern science, which seems to answer a lot of the questions that I had, and a lot of people have even today. It's still over 100 years old, and it's called quantum science. And according to Dr. Christopher Brer at West Texas A&M, everything from the atom through the cosmos works through the laws of quantum physics, the rules of quantum physics, I should say, which is mathematical. We live in a third density environment, but everything is really energy, frequency, and vibration. And the topic today is vibration, because it seems as though if you can get the right vibration of anything, you can change its matter, according to Einstein and according to Dr. Paul Dirac, who won the Nobel Prize in 1933 for antimatter. Because if you can change matter into energy. And so that may be how these things are staying so elusive, at least some of them, the ones we dealt with up there in the Sierra Nevada mountains. It's been quite a journey for me, and really, quantum science is what I love, and I think anybody can get their head around it. A lot of people say, well, that's too deep for me. Well, no, it's not too deep for people. Everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. It's energy vibrating at a frequency. And you got to find that frequency and learn how to manipulate if you can, which we haven't learned how to do that in our third density here, but you learn how to manipulate frequency into a higher tone, or whatever you want to call it, you can manipulate matter. I think that's how a lot of our religions do their miracles, supposedly. And if you can find the frequency, there you are, and that's a vibration. And so everything is vibration. I just got to emphasize that because this is a good vibe day, right? So including us, we have to learn how to raise our personal vibration. And I get into a lot of Tesla stuff and stuff like that in my books, and Einstein, and I quote a lot of professionals, and it's just been quite a run for me. I've been doing this since the 1950s when I encountered these beings of the Sierra out of California, but they seemed to step ahead of us all the time, and never could quite figure that out at the time, and we underestimated what they were. We thought they were just a big ape in the woods, but they're more than that. What we ran into were, I'm not sure, in fact, I'm quite sure they're not all the same. I've been all around the world now looking at these things, looking for them, I should say, getting reports from other people from around the countries. And anyway, it's they are different, and that's because I get into the ethereal part of our being, the two parts that we're made of. Our embodiment is our embodiment, our biological body, but we have the ethereal part, our spirit, our consciousness, which cannot die according to physics. It just goes on and on. So how does that make sense? Well, our body has to give out. Everybody's body's going to give out, but then so what? It's just a body, and we're really not that. We are a spiritual being inside of a body, experiencing things, and that's what life to me is all about: is experiences. And why I had, and me, the other guys in the hunting camp, remote area of Sierras, had all these experiences up there has always been a question people ask. Well, I don't know, unless we had the right vibration and we were the right people that these things wanted to deal with. But they did, and we recorded them. All of us were. So we had a lot of redundancy in recordings over the years. And it started in 71 and went all the way through to 76 with the close-up stuff. The Enigma stuff kept going on. In fact, I've had several things happen up there that just we couldn't answer. So anyway, the quantum physics is not the woo, it's not the paranormal, it's the scientific answers to those woo-woo things that you want to call them. The Chinese word woo-woo, but it's just quantum science. Now, all you got to do is get a book. You can get your head around it. It's not a big deal. It's just something you can't see with your two eyes because we're in a third density environment. So you got to learn how to really get yourself tuned in to this new rule. It's modern science and it's real. And really, when you do that, you learn how to meditate, you learn how to clear your head. Because we've all been trained with our brain has been trained since the time of birth to believe this, not believe that, speak this language, not that language, da-da-da-da-da, it goes on and on. Everybody's been, I don't want to say it, brainwashed. And we got to learn that our heart has not been that way. Our heart receives, I believe, from the pineal gland, which is a receptor from the universe. And that's the thing, the oneness that we're all part of that we haven't realized yet. But we're all are part of the oneness that's there. And you get deep into your heart and let it vibrate with your brain that's sitting on your shoulders, and let it get out of that box and listen to your heart. A lot of times we've been so conditioned in our brain that we just don't listen to our heart. And that's really the thing that's lead us into a higher vibration. And we are energy vibrating at a frequency. So you really want to get vibrating and get where we're supposed to go in the universe, which is another realm. We live in the third. There's several others. According to science, we only see what we can see with our two eyes in this environment. And that's between 430 and 770 terahertz. There's so many other frequencies out there, and they're all there. Science has established that they're there. We just don't see them with these two eyes, which are limited by light. And the third eye inside, the pineal gland, which I mentioned, doesn't depend on light. It can receive without light. It just receives from the oneness. You learn that it does connect to the heart. The heart has to get in coherence with the brain. So the brain has to step out of that conditioned box and listen to what's going on and go by your heart feeling so much. Now, that doesn't mean you're supposed to erase common sense, but still, you got to learn that oneness that you want to be part of can be done through meditation and just calming yourself each day, which I do. I try to, and people that understand me do it too. And I just hope that people understand this, that quantum science is not the woo. It's not not something you can't understand. It is something you can get your head around. And I believe it answered a lot of the enigmas we had going on with these beings called Bigfoot up there in the Sierras. We seen lights that didn't make sense. We seen orbs. We saw heard sounds that it was not language, just weird sounds, and it had to be done through a massive intellect and also a very unique vocal mechanism. And it's been established now by science that these sounds were representative of an animal 8 foot tall, over 8 foot tall. Excuse me, and anyway, and also by cryptolinguists trained by the Navy, a 2-time graduate of the foreign languages in Monterey, California, which had him vetted very well, and he has a very high rating, and he established that this is a language after he listened to our sounds by the human definition of language. It means a morpheme stream of words, and you get into that, and you find out that doctor from Brown University, Philip Lieberman, who passed away recently, he says only humans have the vocal mechanism for articulated language like we're doing right now. And that's really something, because if you take that, along with the other 2 elements I got, Dr. Curlin at the University of Wyoming, who studied the sounds for a year, and an electrical engineer, high rated, written over 100 papers, a very authentic person, and a cryptolinguist, Scott Nelson, and then you brought Dr. Lieberman, Brown University, puts the human element in it. These things have a language, at least what we deal with. I'm not saying they all do, because I believe a lot of them be different. A lot of them are crossbred from indigenous people all over the world. And I've been in Nepal, I've been to Russia, I've been into Siberia, I've been into, several places researching and stuff. And basically the South America thing was a real eye-opener too, because you see things that just don't make sense to us as in a regular Newtonian physics, I should say, how they put some of these boulders together with like a jigsaw puzzle. But it's all through vibration, I believe. If you find the vibration, even Tibetan monks can move boulders now with sound vibration, and they do that, and that's a matter of a record. So how do they do that? They got these big horns. They got a method of doing that, which I write about in one of my books, and it's just really fun. It's not just interesting in how important we are as human beings on this planet. We've been given dominion on this planet, but we're supposed to learn from it. Everything on the planet is an experience, and we have to go through this experience in our biological body. But we're supposed to learn through our etherical body, which is the spirit. We're supposed to learn through this consciousness that's going to pass on. It's going to have to reincarnate, or it's going to have to go to another dimension, another 3rd dimension somewhere else. But we are designed to get up out of this dimension. We were made by very high frequential beings. I want to get into the Anunnaki, but I do that in my book too. Anyway, we are made to be 9th dimensional beings, in my opinion, but from here, the ethereal body goes into a learning stage, which is 6th dimension, if you've conquered all your experiences. And what I mean by conquering them is love and compassion. If we can learn to respond to everything without being a victim, just love and compassion, everything that happens to you, you got to learn to respond to it properly. And when we do that, we are on our way to another place when we do pass on. And we're all going to pass on. We want to believe that or not. You are going to die. Or I shouldn't say die. Nothing dies according to physics. It only changes form. So we're going to change form. If you're religious, you're going to go to heaven, you hope. If you're a physicist, you're just going to change forms. And that's according to physicists all around the world. That's what happens. Our ethereal body cannot die. So there, I've kind of said it all really quick. Have any questions, ronmoorhead.com can reach me. I'm available. I do this stuff. This is all I do now. Is I want the word to get out of what I think is important to humanity. We're in the last stages of this environment. I think it's going to transition, hopefully, maybe in my lifetime. I don't know, but we got to know who we are as humans, how important we are as humans, how very, very important we are as humans, and to learn to respond to our experiences with positivity. Learn to get your life at positivity. You won't get sick anymore. You're going to be just fine. You're going to be better off. You're going to attract through vibration. You're going to attract other people with high vibration. You're going to not dismiss, but you're going to not let negativity be part of your life. And that's very, very important. I want to thank Leslie for allowing me to be on, and I hope all of you have received something from this. This is all I care about, is if other people can receive something from this. Thank you, Leslie.
So that was Ron Moorhead. What a wonderful man. I mean, you want to talk about a real Indiana Jones? That's who he reminds me of, because he's been all over the world searching after Bigfoot, and he's an experiencer. He had encounters with them. So you've got to check out his books, go to his website. You can hear the Sierra sounds, the sounds of Bigfoot talking. I mean, it's amazing. So let's see if we have some comments here. And Day Pagano says, I love it. I'm aware, Ron. And Day also says, thank you, Ron. You are right on point. And she says that I know all about that. So yeah, Bigfoot has been around, like you said, since before Indigenous times. And it's just a mystery that so many people are wanting to find out, just like we're wanting to find out about ETs, and disclosure is upon us as far as that. And there's an understanding that Bigfoot may be an ET, a type of ET, or at least they do cross through dimensions, come from other dimensions. So it's very interesting stuff. It's all about vibrations. And I want to thank you, Ron, for gracing us with your presence, because, you are a legend. So thank you. Day also says everything is energy, and we are much more than meets the eye, for sure. So much more, she says. Okay. So we are getting back on track. And for those of you who looked at the schedule, Sherry Leopold will be coming a little bit later. I had to mix things around. So anyway, just letting you know that she'll be coming up soon. But for right now, my next speaker is Elassa Tiernan. She is here to assist the New Earth builders launch many new creations, and to further understand how to navigate as an eternal soul, utilizing quantum mechanics to create the best reality possible every now moment. Elassa will share, when we remember we are creating our reality, we can affect our communities and our world at large. Coming to us from Florida, please welcome Elassa Tiernan.
Hello, everyone. Greetings. I'm Elassa, and I'm here at R3 Miracles in downtown Palm Harbor. And we've reopened R3 Miracles. It used to be Solterra, if you're familiar with the area. And it's got all sorts of assistance on what we just brought up, the New Earth builders, especially our Friday Soul School, where we drop in as a community, as builders, as New Earth Awakening. And we share quantum mechanics, real life practices that can help you rise to the occasion, whether you watch the replay on YouTube or you come to the center and be with community, because it's really important that we actually be together and be together in the presence. So we also have here, before I jump into this conversation about what I want to share with you, we also have the Therify Plasma Med Bed. This is also a quantum technology that helps you fill with light so that you can truly remember and line up to who you are, why you are, with a little bit of boost, a little bit of help of our friends from Dan Winter and Paul Harris. So I want to share with you, New Earth builders. You are creator, and when you remember who you are, why you are, just as Ron just shared, you have the potential to drop in or to embody and remember who you are as a sixth dimensional being, as a ninth dimensional being. You're going to keep unveiling and opening, blooming the light body that you are. And so as you meet your lessons, as you balance your left and right, your polarities, you balance checks and balances of your lessons of life, and you respond with love and compassion to each now moment, knowing that sometimes you're going to rise to new occasions as you're stepping into who you are. You know who you are. You've been doing this self-help for 20 years. Maybe you're just jumping on right now and you're realizing, oh my God, I'm creating my reality. And as you keep rising into these higher versions of yourself, remembering who you are as an eternal soul, you're going to find these thresholds where cycles are ready to burn up. And these cycles that come up could be biblical, they could be written books, they could be, things of dates and time. Just like we had Hurricane Helene, in 1958, Hurricane Helene, the same category, went through the same, trail. And so when we have these cycles in the ether that are memorized in the Akash, and you as an eternal soul come up to a cycle to burn through that imprint and to handle it with love and compassion, maybe another timeline when you were 7, you're having the same experience with guardian or authority, and you're 47 now, but yet when you were 7 you had a challenge with your father or authority. You're going to keep coming up to these cycles, these imprints, until you rise to the occasion at the heart and realize this is simply a memorized imprint in the ether, in the Akash, and you can choose to balance those checks and balances of duality and come into neutrality, and with love and witness and compassion, go ahead and burn through these different thresholds from other people and experiences, even events like hurricanes. But also within yourself, you're going to find thresholds where the old version you, literally, as you go to rise into, let's say you're creating your best life, that you are here to be an author or a public speaker, or to give your gift around, heart coherence, whatever you're lining up into. You have such a strong desire. When you come to drop in or embody this next version you, the true you, the eternal you that came here to do a certain thing, you may come up to these old versions that are memorized in the ether and also memorized in the fascia of the skin, in the body, and that subconscious mind. And so these thresholds, whether it's outside of you or inside of you, like feelings of fear, or I can't do this, you start dropping into the old version and second guessing or doubting that you can actually be a public speaker. When you find these threshold moments, my gift to today, or for today, is to remind you to multitask and lift out and be the higher self, be the oversoul, and witness that you're in a threshold. Witness that you're in a moment that as a new earth leader, you're here to burn through the inner and the seemingly outer experience. And some of those outer experiences might be people, telling, oh, you can't do this, or a family member hanging on to the old version of you, or a friend, bringing negativity to you, where you used to engage and banter and argue. You're going to multitask and just witness. You're going to multitask and hold space with love and compassion, knowing that this is a memorized imprint in the ether, in the big ether field of the plane of existence, but also within your 6-foot aura. It's memorized, and in the fascia of the body, it's memorized. You had so many experiences possibly with this friend who gives you that negative. So all that memorized material in the subconscious mind is always projecting back to you until you burn through it and you embody who you are, who you know yourself to be as the eternal soul, who's loving, who's compassionate, and who remembers themselves as creator. So you get the keys back. I'm handing back the keys to the kingdom that says whatever you put into the subconscious mind is. So your goal is to start telling yourself you love yourself, to tell yourself that everybody loves you, for the new earth to build and to rise into these higher dimensional layouts that are already there. Seems like we're building them, but they're already there. For us to rise to the occasion and be this light being and have others be with us, not being alone on an island, we've got to tell ourselves in the rising and in the setting, when we're drowsy, when we're, getting in that alpha theta state, I love myself. Everyone loves me. Everyone loves being here. What an amazing earth. Everyone's going to have amazing opportunities today of rebuilding their homes. Whatever you're wanting to see in the new earth, we have got to come back into alignment in the fascia, in the subconscious mind, and in the remembrance of what can be. And so it's a reprogramming. And for some of you, you'll have spontaneous awakenings. You avatars out there, you won't really need to do a lot of this subconscious reprogramming, because maybe you've been doing this a while and you've already done your reprogramming. But for those of you who are still finding yourself butting heads with the reality of duality and of the lower world that is crumbling, My invitation is to you to take this key and start telling yourself amazing 10 statements. Make them be the same statement. Make an audio of it and play it for yourself, or say it to yourself on every idle moment. And play it for yourself and say it to yourself in the rising and setting, so that that can be what biofeedbacks and literally projects back to you. And so we start crystallizing a new world together. So that's my gift for today. Otherwise, I'm ready to work with creators for beings who are ready to fully embody their avatar, fully embody the highest version, and build big. So not only your personal life, but I'm ready to work with builders who are ready to like put the massive infrastructure in of huge layouts. And again, it's not that we're even building them. They're already there. And so when you drop in and you come into the full embodiment, the full worth, the full self-love, the full knowing of what I'm talking about on the big Monty, we will see the Bigfoots. We will see everything materialize in front of us. It will come out and into phase because we have the eye and the heart to see. It will bloom. The blueprint is already in the heart of the greater I am that we be for eternity, of the one in the higher realms, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And so these higher realms are going to unfurl as these massive builders come together and do the embodiment practice and remember the blueprints. Allow them to come out of their heart. Implement them together. Work together. I see these creators that I'm working with, Samantha and I, in the Crystalline Creator and Creatrix programs for 2025. I see not only these individual creators, but I see these creators coming together to work together, like big projects. So I am just like over the moon and into the sun, as the sun, ready, and just like super excited. Like Ron said, I love Ron, your talk. You know, this is my life. I so enjoy every minute. I eat, breathe, sleep it. I dream the future. I'm a lucid dreamer. We do lucid dreaming also groups at the center. If you're not local in Florida, Palm Harbor, you can always jump in other ways. So, you know, please reach out. I've written a bunch of books. If you want to check out my books, my most recent or most thorough around the quantum, I would say, are the Quantum Interstellar, Starship and Medbed Aura, and Quantum Soul Awakens. I highly suggest you check those out. Also, I would also suggest you download the Akashic Soul Pro app. It is free for Android phones. It helps you navigate the Akash, not only just to, you know, understand 23 lenses of reality of who, what, when, where, why, but also to navigate and literally use that cosmic currency. Because as soon as you understand why something is happening in front of you, you find your hand in it, you find the Akash conception point of where it began in an incarnation or this one. When you find that beginning point, you then, all your cosmic soul essence, your photonic light comes home. It comes back negentropic, centripetal to midline, so that the star that you are comes back online. So you literally start to glow. You are a star. I'm not just saying that metaphorically. You are a star, and then a supernova, etc. And so you come back online and you use the Akashic Soul Pro app for cosmic currency to bring yourself back to full remembrance. And then to push the button, it's got a clear button and an activate button to help you literally use technologies like we've used in other timelines, Lemurian timelines, to make best use and use this amazing tapestry and this amazing field for best use. So I am so thrilled that you put this together, Leslie. I am, you know, eternally grateful for you to gather together all of us. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, Vilasa. I have my little Tensor ring. Let me show you. I usually have it on, but I've been switching it
Awesome.
back and forth. This is like you said, it's the white light goes through it. Explain this one. It's a
So
cubit.
so you take a sacred measure, cubit length, and you take copper, because copper will conduct electricity. When you fold it on itself at that sacred measure, then you snip the end and solder it together. You got to twist it too with a drill. When you solder it together, it's running equal and opposite energy. So it's scalar wave technology, and it's eternal, right? Because it's you're fused it together. So it's infinitely going. And when you do that, equal and opposite, that scalar technology creates a big column of white light and heavenly light, perfected. And so wherever you put it, you can take your ring, or your bracelet. I like to put it on my top knot when I'm walking into stores, or if I'm, like going into a meeting or whatnot. It really keeps that column straight down my central channel. But you can also lay with it over your energy centers when you're going to bed. It's such a yummy gift. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've been wearing it as a necklace over my heart and feel
Yay!
like it's,
And I love that, right?
putting light. But I didn't want to wear it right now.
Yeah.
And it's still with me though.
Isn't it? Can't you feel
So-
it? It's so powerful.
Yes, I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
So I understand you have a complimentary gift for living our best life in full embodiment. And so I took your long URL, I made a short one, a tiny URL /capital GVD Ilasa. And people, tell us a little bit about that complimentary gift.
So it has 3 embodiment practices, because when we embody who we really are from your eternal soul, which is most loving, most wealthy, most healthy, when you step in and remember who you are and you're in the embodiment, everything starts happening for you, through you, in a more positive manner. So it's powerful in doing embodiment practices. So there's 3 on there, and they're super simple, but they will change your life.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
Right. And again, I'll have a PDF with all of the speakers and all of their special offers and gifts on a PDF that if people register, they will get an email in the next day or so with all that information. Plus, it'll be in the description of the YouTube channel, because this summit will live on all the social medias and the YouTube channel. So Ilasa, thank you so much. And yeah, your Therify bed, the plasma bed. Oh, I loved it. So powerful. So yeah, definitely if you're in Palm Harbor, check it out. And you can learn more about Ilasa and her center going to r3miracles.com. So again, Ilasa, thank you so much for being part of this.
Thank you.
Really
Many blessings. Thank you.
many blessings to you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Wow, what a day so far. And we still have some more speakers. So let me know what you think so far. Put it in the comments. I can see them, put them on the screen. Okay, so we are ready for our next speaker. And our next speaker is Jill Lublin. Like I said before, it was her. She inspired me to actually create this summit, because she's an expert in publicity. And she talked about this National Calendar Day. So there's some sites that have different calendar days. And I found out that someone did claim October 30th as National Good Vibes Day. So I had to run with it. And, because I am the host of Good Vibes TV, and was able to bring these wonderful 20 speakers today to share their knowledge and help us raise our vibrations. So as we heal ourselves, as we raise our vibration, we're helping everybody do it. This is the point, we are the center point of, this is our point of power, is working on ourselves, not everybody else. You work here and then it expands out. So let me tell you about Jill Lublin. She is a 25-year plus media magnet. She's She is a world-renowned publicity expert, international speaker, 4 times best-selling author. Jill has made stage appearances along celebrities such as Tony Robbins, Barbara Corcoran, Jack Canfield, to name a few. She has worked with over 100,000 clients, implementing her signature formula for getting media attention, creating next-level visibility in the marketplace that results in boosted sales. These lead and profit-generating formulas are included in her signature program, the Media Mastery Intensive, and her monthly kindness circles. So, coming to us from the San Francisco Bay Area, here is Jill Lublin.
right place to create that, I'll call it flip the switch, right? Flip the switch. You like my little, this literally came off my walls, but just saying, I don't know that my husband was happy about it, but I want you to flip the switch. Who's ready to do that about your publicity game? Yes, give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Yes, yes. Beautiful. Good. Thank you. Thank you, Sandy. I saw that. I appreciate that. You know, the thing about getting out there and creating visibility is that it's really learning how to, check it out, blow your own horn, even when you feel like it's a kazoo, right? Because the reality is you've got to still get out there, create visibility, and guess what you're all doing no matter what? Publicity, my friends. You're always doing publicity here in the Zoom rooms, out in the streets, at the Starbucks, and wherever else you have coffee. You're always doing publicity. So with that in mind, I want you to be aware of the power of connecting so that your visibility gets out there quickly. Ready, set, go. Come on, give me a thumbs up. Yes, beautiful. Thank you. So, you know, I'll tell you what I did. I brought you flowers. See the pretty flowers? I like sunflowers. So I brought you sunflowers from San Francisco so that you can plant your publicity garden. And I want you to plant your publicity garden for now, for 30 days, for 60 days, for 90 days, and keep that visibility factor going. Because the power of what publicity does is that we want to seed right now, right now, and we want to keep going for the future. And I want you to, well, plant your publicity garden because you need to know that it's evolutionary. In other words, you're promoting something right now, and then perhaps you're going to launch something later, right? Like in my case, every time I have a new book, there's a new publicity campaign, right? And for you, whatever you're launching, whatever your product and service is, there are different seasons. So we grow your publicity garden completely. The power of what publicity does is that it gives you influence and impact, right? And that what it's doing is connecting you right now to your clients and your prospects. Let me just ask you, put in the chat, what do you think publicity does for you? Let me see it. Let me see it. What does publicity do for you? You put it in the chat. Let me see what you think it does, because that's important too. But I'll tell you, one of the things while you're writing that it does is gives you influence, right? And trust in the marketplace, because people know you, see you, connect to you. And frankly, that's a key and important for your visibility building. And just, you know, I think that's a key for all of you to say, that people know you more, connect to you more, and they see your energy, right? They see who you are and what you care about and how you communicate, and I think that that's really important. So you want to connect to your influence and be that powerful publicity, high ROI that it brings to you. And by the way, does anybody like M&Ms? Let me see my M&M lovers. Come on, be honest, be honest. Yes, thank you. Do you like peanut M&Ms? Yes. I mean, yeah, so. Okay, that's some of my favorites, and I don't care what color they are, and I don't eat them a lot, just saying. But what I love about the power of publicity is that it is, we're at the holiday season, a gift that keeps on giving. Yes, it's a gift that keeps on giving. What do I mean by that? Think about M&Ms, yes? Well, I've got the 3 M's for you, and that is monetize you, magnetize you, and multiply you. And yes, Sandy, publicity does give you credibility and visibility, absolutely. And what it also does is it gives you the 3 M's, which is to magnetize you, to multiply you, and to monetize you. So we love that, right? And so with that, I want to show you how to put together a great and powerful message. And that is a message that will impact others and give the media something to talk about, right? And so what I mean by that is you want to be the voice of influence. You want to be the person, the resource. Think about this. The media calls the people they interview sources. So that would be you, a source, an expert. And what publicity does is gives your message meaning, right? And gives you a foundation to stand on. So if you look at the first 2 letters of message, what is it? me, exactly, you. And if you look at the last 4 letters of message, what's it spell? Sage. In the word message is me, sage. Ha ha. Yes, in the word message is me, sage. In the word message is also mess. That's what I want you to avoid, your mess, a mess, and actually get your message right. So the way to do that is to do this. Fill in this blank. The problem today is, and what would that be? What would that be? What's the problem out there? Okay, so write that down. What's the problem out there? I didn't say, what do you do? And this, my friends, is something you really have to get off of. Stop saying what you do and start talking about what's the problem today. Ooh, big shift, big implication of getting you into media. What's the problem today? Okay, and then I want you to give 3 solutions. Why 3? Because people can remember in 3s, and when you're being interviewed, you typically only have like 4 minutes on a big station. You got to get to the point, you got to punch it, and then you got to get out. Okay, so I want you to just understand that. Punch it, get out, and connect it so that you can create that visibility quickly. Okay, and that'll be really, really helpful for you. Now, one thing you can do is to use your, what I like to call, ooh, ah factor. Yes, use your ooh, ah factor. I even wrote it out on the screen so you can spell it properly. And that is to create your visibility factor by using everything you've got. Now, this is a really hot topic that enables most people to shift quickly. And I think that that's important. And when you're doing that, you want to use everything you've got by, for instance, your ethnicity, your religion, your being a woman for International Women's Day, being Christian for Christian media, being African American for Black History Month, being Hispanic for Hispanic media. How can you use everything you've got? And I want you just right now to be thinking about that. What can you be doing to use everything you've got? And I think that that's really important. So with that, I think what I want to take you, where I want to take you next is some hot topics, my friends. So what do I mean by that? I mean, look at the screen, take a photo of these. These are really good for you to get into right now. Health and mental health, mindset, transformation, activism, right? Well, AI and ChatGPT, we've got a lot. And by the way, do not rely on that for your publicity. Every client I've had who've looked up their bio, for instance, guess what's wrong? Their bio, just saying. So be careful of that. And by the way, as you're looking at this, write in the chat, what would you, hot topic, perhaps be connected to on this? Go ahead and write it in the chat if you've got a moment to do that. That would be great. And while you're doing that, about which hot topic fits you, I want to give you some visibility building activities, right? And these are completely free. Take a screenshot of this. This is the kind of thing you want to know. And I want you to, for instance, network in your community. Follow reporters on social media, whatever you're into, there's reporters there. Karen, great on health and coaching and mindset. Excellent, thank you. I want you to sign up for Google Alerts, and Mary Beth's going to put in the chat the link to take you to Google Alerts, which will be very helpful for you to list your name in. And that way, when the media talks about you, notice I said when, not if, when the media talks about you, you will know. And on top of that, my friends, let me just suggest to you that you can also, what I would do is connect to like one phrase, for instance. So for instance, when my book, Profit of Kindness, came out, I put in the word kindness. And that way I discovered that, well, did you know that November 13th is World Kindness Day? Neither did I until I actually registered for Google Alerts. Or when Guerrilla Publicity came out, 3rd edition, I put in the word publicity and saw when the media is talking about publicity. So this is a really good strategy to help you quickly. I love nationaldaycalendar.com. And remember those topics we talked about earlier? You can look up under nationaldaycalendar.com and see when are they talking about your topic. That's a really super great thing. Now, I want you to go to iTunes and look up podcasts that are particular to your arena. And that will also really be helpful. Again, one phrase, one word, that's all that you need, and see who's talking about you. I love Blog Talk Radio. It's increased their format. It's all these wonderful talk show hosts. And you know what they need? Guests. Guests just like you. And helperreporter.com is a wonderful resource, completely free, for the opportunity to get your visibility out there. Now, my friends, here's what else. I want to show you how we did this. Some of these actual principles I'm talking about with the Profit of Kindness. Again, this is book number 4 for me. Super excited. And I'm going to tell you, look at all that media we got. Yes, the bottom third of the slide is literally only a third of some of the media we got. And the reason we got this much, including 7, count them, 7 Fox News interviews, Fox News in the first 30 days, not because Jill's got a book. Most of my clients who I do publicity with, they're in all sorts of industries. Many of them don't have books. It's about pushing the right button and finding the right message. And in this case, it was the divided states of America. And in fact, to be honest, for international, it's the divided world. I mean, we've got all kinds of issues going on, and that is worth something talking about. Now, now we've been in Inc. magazine twice, and as well as Forbes magazine twice, right? And so one of my inspirations was that I wanted to do a kindness circle and keep conscious kindness going. So we are now spreading kindness, and I'm going to invite you, please join us. It's completely free. It's in the chat. Once a month we do kindness circles, and just register, and then you'll get it. If for whatever reason you can't attend this one, you'll get recurring notices. And please join us for an hour of kindness, great networking. We do great networking in 2 circles, and we often have like a 10-minute amazing inspirational speaker. And most importantly, the opportunity to spread conscious kindness in a group, in networking, and together. So we love it, and I invite you to join us. Again, it's completely free. We are spreading kindness around the globe. If you look on the left side of the screen, this is the Profit of Kindness in India. It's with the largest publisher in India. They publish Brian Tracy and Deepak Chopra, Keith Ferrazzi, and now me. So that's a blessing. And on the right side is the book in Russian. And as we know, we need lots more kindness in Russia. So we are spreading kindness around the globe, and come join us monthly. It'll be great to have you. 3rd Wednesday of every month. Just put it in your calendar, 10 a.m. I want to show you what, that's 10 a.m. Pacific, by the way. I want to show you, when I wrote Guerrilla Publicity, this is the 3rd edition, as I mentioned, I was able to talk to the editor, and I interviewed great people for Guerrilla Publicity. One of them was the editor of Entrepreneur Magazine. Now, remember in the beginning, I said to you for the, about the planting your seeds, because look at what she said. For the June issue, the writer's deadline is January. What is that? 6 months ahead. And you got to be starting preparation to talk to them 9 months ahead, right? And you notice their June issue is done in March. So I think that's a really good thing for you to be aware of and conscious about and connected to, so that you all understand the power of setting yourself up well and right for getting your publicity out there. Who's with me? Is this making sense? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Let me see it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Now, my friends, here's the thing I want to say that's important too. And that is the power of saying yes, right? In publicity, I made a sign for you, see? I made a sign for you. You must say yes. And that's really important for the opportunity of getting yourself out there. And so what I mean by that is saying continuously, yes, I would love to talk about that. Absolutely, I can be a guest for that. And so when we're looking at that, the power of yes is what extends to everybody saying yes to you. Okay. So I think that that's a key for all of your success. And you take good care. We'll see you again. Ciao, everyone.
So that was Jill Lublin, and she has her publicity action guide that you can get using this tiny URL /capital GVD publicity. So you can download that. And, this is for anyone who's an entrepreneur or an author, anything that you want to publicize. She is the expert in this. And as you can see, she inspired me, and that's how this whole summit came about. So I want to thank Jill so much for presenting today. She's a wonderful lady, and I would recommend that you get to know her, and because she's all about the kindness circles, and I love going to those. It's great networking opportunities. So check it out. Go to get her action guide, and go to her kindness circles, because I will see you there. Okay, now let's go to our next speaker. Are you having fun today? Has it been exciting? Have you learned things? I know my vibration has been raised by all these wonderful speakers from all different walks of life, but there's a beautiful common thread that we have about good vibrations and our energy, right? So speaking of energy, you're going to love this speaker. Marla Press is the founder of Speakers on Fire Academy. She's a public speaking, She is a public speaking coach, a life coach, and an art of presence trainer. She coaches you to wow every room so that you magnetically attract clients and wealth. Marla's mission is to help you speak so that people listen. She shows you how to entertain so that you can grab attention, connect so that you can build trust, and inspire your audience so you create action. When Marla isn't speaking or coaching, you can find her hiking the trails near Boulder, Colorado, or dancing or traveling. So please welcome to the stage, Marla Press.
Oh my gosh, I love this, Leslie. Thank you so much for putting this together. Isn't this amazing? Oh my gosh, we need good vibes, especially now, right? We need them all the time, but especially now. A lot of people are having a little trouble with their vibration and keeping their positivity. So this is fantastic. I'm so glad to be here. And what a group of amazing, inspirational speakers too. This has been fantastic. So, oh my gosh, Good Vibes Day. Who knew that this timing would be so perfect for National Good Vibes Day? And we all have vibrations. You've heard some other speakers talk about this. We are vibrations. Everything has vibration. So whether it's your body, your face, your voice, everything that is around you has vibration too. Money has vibration. Stages have vibration. Friends, everything that you see in your environment has its own vibration. And it's how do we interact with that and bring the energy that we want to bring that's as pure as possible, the essence of who we are, to this vibration. So let's talk about it. All right. So my talk is about presence. And as you heard, I'm an art of presence trainer. I've studied the art of presence for years. And it's funny because it's kind of an overused word, right? There's some buzzwords that in certain circles you hear all the time, but do we really know what it means? So let's dive into it. Most people think of presence as mindfulness. It's not thinking about the past, not thinking about how what's happening now is going to affect your future. Oh my gosh, consequences, what's going to happen? It's not thinking about anything but what's happening right now, which is a great practice. It's so important to practice mindfulness. But I like to take it a step further into presence. Presence, it's best described by giving you an example. Because intellectually, we don't know most of this stuff. Intellectually, we don't really grasp it. We grasp it experientially. So let's say one person walks into a room and, they just seem like they're not really present and the energy doesn't shift. Sometimes you don't remember that person is there. You don't even notice that person. And someone else walks into a room, any room, could be a Zoom room, could be a grocery store, could be a stage, and the energy shifts. Everyone perks up and just kind of notices that person. You're magnetically drawn into that person. You're curious. You want to know more. You're attracted. And you can't always explain that in words. That is presence. And a lot of it is about getting out of our cluttered minds and into our full body. We're not used to that anymore, right? We're so bombarded with information. It's our to-do list, and it's all this information coming from the internet or from the news or from your environment around you. There's so much information you're bombarded with, and there's so many thoughts. We're just in our heads. But when we drop in to our bodies, we not only have this presence, but when we communicate from this place, it's like magic. Everything changes. When we communicate from head to head, it's not the same. We almost can't take that in. It doesn't feel authentic. But from this place, which I call home space. So you've heard of speaking from the heart. And yes, we want to speak from the heart, not just the head. But can you speak from your full body presence? So this home space, which I'm referring to, what it is it's this collective consciousness. It's all knowing. It's something, this energy we share with the universe. It's also the essence of who you are. It's not your identity. It's not all the things you've done, even the good things you've done. It's the essence of who you are. And it's this place where everything is birthed from. This is your resourcefulness place where everything that you create comes from here. And then your heart space is more than your physical heart. It is this place of self-love and self-acceptance, and love and acceptance of others. And whether you're communicating one-on-one with your spouse or your kids or your partner, your business partner, communicating from this place will change everything. The content tends to change. It tends to be more about the other person or your audience and less about you, what you want to tell people, what you want to show people that this is who you are. Yeah, great. But it's also this connecting energy that's so powerful. And it's sometimes hard to open it up and really be open because we've had some pain or we've had some things that happen that make our heart close just a little bit or sometimes a lot. So being able to communicate from an open heart and from this home space too, it's so powerful. So I teach public speaking. I teach speakers on everything. It's the content, it's the strategy, it's how to get speaking gigs, it's making an offer, it's your call to action. But I focus a lot on the energy of it because you can have the greatest message. And if you don't have the energy behind it that resonates with people, that's pure and authentic, then it doesn't matter as much what your message is. It's not going to land as well. So I teach this and I invite you I normally do a very long exercise that's really involved in this so you can really, really feel what it's like to be in this place. But let's do a 2-minute version just so we can all together at the same time see if we can allow ourselves to get into this place. And I use the word allow a lot because we resist, right? Our bodies have memories and they have a lot of resistance in there and some stuck energy sometimes. And so allow yourself, give yourself permission to just sink into this place and see what it feels like. Can you do that with me? Yes, let's try it. So I'm going to ask you for just a moment to either close your eyes or look down towards your belly. And then imagine you have roots that come up from the earth into your legs and into your lower belly and a little to the back of your body. And bring all your attention there into this place, this home space, this place of resourcefulness and collective knowing. It's so special. And feel the energy move back and forth and back and forth. And if you feel like you need to come out of there, just imagine you have an elevator and it's going down and down and down into this place. And then connect it with your heart. Imagine there's this energy that goes between them, this movement of energy that goes between your home space and your heart. And just feel the joy of that for another moment. Feel what it feels like to be inside your body and to just be. You're not doing, you're being. It's the essence of who you are. And then slowly come back to the room and just notice, do you feel calmer? Do you feel more alive? Do you feel the chi moving? Do you feel like this would be a great place to communicate from? So I encourage you to just practice this on your own time. Practice it. Take a little more time with it. Normally, there's even more that I can guide you through. If you want to meet with me to do that, I'd love to share this exercise with you on a deeper level. But just try it. Get inside your body. Get out of that cluttered head and see what it feels like. And see if you can raise your vibes and your positivity when you communicate with others. Because we need this. We really, really need this. And if you are a speaker, and I think anyone who has a business is a speaker. Anyone who has an inspirational message is a speaker. And I encourage you to speak up. As Leslie said, I love to help people speak so people listen. Because a lot of people are not being heard. They're speaking and they're not being heard. So my mission is to help you be heard and make a bigger impact with your message and be heard in your relationships. This communication helps in every area of your life. But if you are a business person and you want to promote yourself, then learning these energy skills and presence skills will make a huge difference in how you're received by your audience, how you build trust, how you connect to people. And this will make a big difference because you can write these vibes, these vibrations affect other people. And so when you're in this place, you give other people the permission to go there also and be in this grounded place. So it spreads and it's going to help so many people, including yourself. And there's a lot of other ways to become a great speaker. This is where I usually start. It's with the energy, but there's so many ways to have your message be heard. And these days, there's so many people that need you. They need what you have to offer. They need your gifts. They need you uniquely you. And you've heard some people talk today also about, bring out all of your personality and all of your quirkiness and be interesting that way. because you are unique. And too many people, either they think they're afraid to be too much, you're rarely too much. We need much. Or they just think that they're not good enough. So I help people unhook from that also energetically. And these are exercises that are really practical, easy, practical, just like what we just did to get grounded. It's not some difficult woo-woo thing, but for some people, it takes a little more practice than others. And this is what you want to do to really connect with people. And that's what we crave. We all crave this connection, right, Leslie?
Oh, yes, definitely. So you have a special offer, hot or not speaker evaluation. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, yes. So I invite you, if you want to, this is a private one-on-one call with me. We'll meet on Zoom. So we meet face-to-face and exchange the energy. And you can bring any part of your story, your marketing message, or if you don't have one, we'll create one. And then if you want to go further into these exercises, we can also do that. So it can be about content. It can be about the energy, whatever is going to best serve you. I'm here to support you.
Thank you so much, Marla. It was wonderful. I always learn so much from you when you speak, and I have a lot of work to do myself. So I need to connect with you some more and take more of your classes and things, because you have wonderful. Your whole world of teaching is really it's an academy, right?
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate you so much, Leslie. You're amazing.
Oh, thank you. You are amazing. Thank you so much, Marla, and happy Good Vibes Day.
Happy Good Vibes Day, everyone.
Take care.
Thank you.
So that was Marla Press. And again, I have a PDF that will have all of the speakers' information and their links to their special offers that will be sent out. You just got to make sure that you register for this webinar so you'll get on our email list. Okay, we are winding down. Our next speaker is Darshan. She is the founder of Darshan Sacred Jewelry. Her love for Vedic astrology, healing crystals, and spiritual growth inspired her to create this brand. Each piece she crafts is designed with intention and love, offering you a way to connect with ancient Vedic astrology and transform your life through the power of sacred gemstones. Coming to us from California, here is Darshan. Well, she was here, but I lost her. Okay. Let's see. I have a comment. Okay. Well, she was here and I lost her. So, but that's okay. I've been juggling a little bit behind the scenes. So let's see, find my other person. Let's see. Just a second. So have you been enjoying the day so far? Have you been feeling inspired? Put it in the chat so I can get some feedback from you guys. And my next person, where is she? Where is her? Here we go. I found it. Okay. So my next speaker is Sherry Leopold. She is a mentor and a leader of the Stop Self-Bullying movement. She's also a founder of the Wow Warrior platform, publisher of the Wow Warrior magazine, and host of the shows Wow Warrior and Wow, Look Who's Here. So please welcome to the stage, Sherry Leopold.
Hey, everybody. So happy to be here today at the Good Vibes Summit. Oh my gosh, what an incredible day. Friends, I want to remind you that we win or lose by the words we choose. So, what are the words that you're choosing to create your world? You know, my friend Carla always says, your words create your world. And I ask you to think about, what words are you choosing today to create your world? And I want to share a few things today about how powerful the words we say to ourselves truly are. And I want to remind you that your brain is always listening and that words matter. Your actions will follow your thoughts. And we want to make sure that we're speaking good words to ourselves. I want to talk really quickly about Dr. Masaru Emoto, a Japanese researcher who explored the effect of words, emotions, and environmental influences on the molecular structure of water. In these experiments, he used water samples and exposed them to different types of stimuli, such as spoken words, written phrases, music, before being frozen. And then he photographed them under a microscope. It's very fascinating. In one part of the experiment, Emoto exposed the water to hateful or negative words like "I hate you" or "you fool" before freezing it. And the resulting ice crystals displayed a very chaotic and distorted pattern with irregular, asymmetrical structures. In contrast, however, the water exposed to the positive words like love or thank you formed beautiful, symmetrical, well-organized crystals. And Emoto's experiment suggested that energy, spoken words, or emotions can affect the molecular structure of water, influencing how it crystallizes when frozen. Now, the scientific community remains divided on his findings due to the lack of reproducibility, right, under controlled conditions. But nevertheless, the experiment has sparked discussions about the potential impact of words and emotions on physical matter. Friends, we are the physical matter. And these words are the words that we're going to use to navigate where we go in life. So it's important to choose wisely. Are you aware that our brain doesn't really differentiate between what we imagine and what is real? It actually reacts to our thoughts as if they are our reality. So whatever you believe is happening and whatever you believe to be true, your brain responds to it as if it is your reality. And this is why it's so important to have your self-talk remain positive, because regardless of what circulates in your brain will execute it, whether there's any truth in it or not. You have worrying thoughts, your brain executes things. Let's make it correct, right? It doesn't sort out whether it's true or false. It just computes. So we want to make sure that because it doesn't differentiate between fact or fiction, that we're very, very aware of the thoughts that we allow to roll through our mind. Allow yourself the space to create a life that you love and relationships that you want by believing you deserve them and that you already have them. I love learning from Marissa Peer, and she is a renowned therapist. She emphasizes the concept of I am enough, or I am more than enough. I love that she says that I am a more than enough. She believes that many of our negative thoughts stem from that deep-seated belief that we're not enough. And by changing that self-talk to affirmations like I am enough, we can rewire our brain to believe in our own worthiness, which in turn changes our own behavior and our outcomes. For instance, if you constantly tell yourself, I'm not good enough for this job, I'm not smart enough, you might unconsciously sabotage your efforts, confirming that belief because your brain's in execution mode, right? But if you start saying, I'm more than capable of succeeding, you're going to approach those tasks with confidence, improving your performance and outcomes. Because remember that your brain will execute anything you allow to run through it. You can control it if you choose to. One of the other teachers that I love is Wayne Dyer, and I love his perspective on positive thinking. And one of my favorite sayings by Wayne Dyer, who was clearly a pioneer in the self-help movement, died way too soon. But if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. This means our perceptions are what shape our reality. And if we perceive ourselves as capable and worthy, our actions will align with that perception. Conversely, if we view ourselves as failures, our actions will reflect in that belief as well, leading to the self-fulfilling prophecies, right? Our brain wants and desires congruence, regardless of what that congruence is. And the important part is that you control whether it's positive or negative reality. You get to choose, right? And I'm very well known for saying choices create change. When you change your choices change. Why? Because your brain is like a computer, but it's your hands at the keyboard giving commands. You could sit all day at the computer, and if you don't push a button, nothing's going to happen, right? This is the same as your brain. Your brain will execute whatever your thoughts are. So, hashtag make good choices. That's what I say all the time. And I want to give you 7 practical tools today for creating better thinking, to change that stinking thinking that we often talk about to a life filled with joy, because that's what you deserve. So I want to talk to you today about first I'm a very practical person, so I want to give you actually practical tools. Okay. The first one is just truly is awareness. And the first step is becoming aware of your self-talk, this self-language, that ticker tape running in your mind. Pay attention to the words you use when you think about yourself, when you speak about yourself to yourself, especially when you speak to yourself, because that is what I call self-bullying, because your voice is the loudest voice you will ever hear. And it's right here. It's not even heard out loud, but you hear it very loud in here. The second is to challenge your negative thoughts. Dr. Daniel Amen suggests that writing down your negative thoughts and questioning them. Ask yourself, is this thought true? Just take that moment of pause and say, is it true? Is it helpful? And ask yourself, is this going to enhance my life? Because often our negative thoughts are based on our fears and insecurities, not actually reality. We have to challenge those thoughts. And by the way, this is your reminder right now that everything you think is not true. That is something that is a very important point. If you remember nothing I said today, remember that everything you think is not true. Number 3 is using affirmations, replacing those negative thoughts with positive affirmations. That's one of the things I love about Marissa Peer when she talks about repeating affirmations like I am enough or I am more than enough. Over time, these positive statements, they reshape your beliefs and they change that inner dialogue. That's the self-bullying. That's the self-talk, right? I do have a 20 gift you can have of 20 positive affirmations for self-worth to get in that cycle of rewiring that language that you use in your head. So I encourage you to get started today, training your mind to always see the best in yourself. Number 4 is visualizing success. And Dr. Joe Dispenza, who's amazing, suggests visualizing your success as if it's already happened, right? I learned it as playing the video forward, seeing yourself as if you already have had everything that you so desire is already yours. It's already happened. It's creating that mental image of your desired income, making it more achievable. It will be familiar when you get there, like because it's already yours. Number 5 is practicing gratitude. Focusing on what you're grateful for can shift your mindset from lack to abundance. This simple practice can enhance your overall outlook and improve your self-talk. On days when you question yourself, I encourage you to do what my mentor, Danelle Delgado, does. She says, if you have a day where you're having like a poor me or a, oh, I suck day, you actually sit down and write 100 things that you are grateful for. You will literally not be able to be steeped in anxiety or depression or any of those negative feelings because your joy cup will be overflowing. Because it will remind you of how blessed you truly are. The two cannot coexist at the same time. Gratitude will always rise above and be louder. Spend that time, handwrite those 100 things you're grateful for, and it will change your vibration immediately. Number 6 is meditation and mindfulness. And this is a really personal one, I think. And I think it's different for all people. But think about incorporating meditation and mindfulness practices to calm your mind and really focus on these positive thoughts. Dr. Joe Dispenza emphasizes the power of meditation and reprogramming the mind, but it helps to create that new reality, that better reality, that place you want to be. You are the boss, applesauce, and you get to choose. And whether it's journaling, whether it's actually going through a guided meditation, I love the Balance app. If you have not used that before, I encourage that. You can get a whole year for free. Just go to your app store and look up the Balance app. Some amazing ones, especially if you're a beginner in that. Don't be daunted by that if you are. So I encourage you to do that. Number 7 is surrounding yourself with positivity. Spend time with people who uplift and support you. Positive social interactions can reinforce positive self-talk, but it's going to help you maintain that healthy, positive mindset as well. I encourage you to connect with every speaker in the summit today. Connect with the other participants. These are your people, right? These are the people who are where you want to be. These are the people that you want to learn how to think like they think. Connect with them, follow them, learn from them. These are the people who will lift you when you've had a temporary defeat. By the way, all defeats are temporary. Now, as I conclude, I want to just say that the power of your words cannot be overstated. By practicing positive self-talk, we can shape our reality in very profound ways. Improving our business success and personal relationships, they're so important. And as we are learning from the incredible speakers today, I encourage you also to dive into the teachings of Marissa Peer, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Wayne Dyer, Dr. Daniel Amen, and me, and all the rest of the speakers from today. You have the power to change your life right now by changing your thoughts. Start today by being mindful of your self-talk, consciously choosing words that uplift and empower you. How do I know that you're already equipped to do this? I know this because you are a one-of-a-kind snowflake, if you will. You are so unique that your DNA is not repeated anywhere in this entire world of 8 billion people. That makes you a literal one-of-a-kind, unrepeatable miracle. And I want to thank you for your time today. And I hope you leave with a renewed sense of power that your words and thoughts will create your reality. I'm just going to encourage you to make it a good show and enjoy every single moment of creating it, because I want to remind you that it is your time right now to stand up and stand out as that unrepeatable miracle that you are. Thank you.
Thank you, Sherry. That was awesome. Yes, and
hey, everybody. So happy to be here.
And Sherry has her 20 affirmations of self-worth. And here is the bit.ly for that, bit.ly/20 affirmations of self-worth, all spelt out. So check that out. Get that great gift from Sherry. Yes, she's a wonderful person, and she has, all of what she's just said kind of wrapped up a lot of the talks that we had, a lot of the information that was put out today by all of our wonderful speakers. So let me take that off the screen and get you ready for, let's see, I have a comment. So yes, Tamisa says, love Sherry, and send Sherry some good vibes because she had a transition in her family. Her father-in-law passed away and she's in the middle of a funeral right now. So send her some good vibes, send her some prayers for her and her family as they go through this difficult time. She's such a beautiful soul, and anyone who knows her loves her. So that's for sure. Okay, my friends, let's see. Now, my next speaker is, here we go. My next speaker is Nefertiti San Miguel, aka the Floral Therapy Queen. She is the creative mind behind Neurobana, which is a combination of behavioral neuroscience and Ikebana, which is Japanese floral artistry, and it's used for stress management. Nefertiti is a 4-time Amazon #1 bestselling author and co-author of the book Global Conscious Entrepreneurs with Dame Marie Diamond. Their work has been endorsed by the Zen millionaire Ken Honda. Nefertiti has been recognized for her mission to positively impact millions of people's mental health with her Neurobana framework and has received the prestigious Speakers Are Leaders Award in London. So, coming to us from Massachusetts, here is Nefertiti.
Good afternoon. So thrilled to be here. Leslie, you are glowing, and the string of pearls that you are wearing, it just matches the pearls of wisdoms that you have been dropping the entire day throughout the event. And before we get going, I want to shower with love and appreciation all my fellow speakers. I feel right at home because I have shared the spotlight with many of them, and we have become friends over time. And it's such a delight to have the opportunity to share these. Well, it's supposed to be national, but I'm going to go ambitious and claim it's an international Good Vibes Day. And my topic is, how do you make every day a good vibe day by applying Neurobana as a lifestyle? And before I get into that, I want to quickly review what Neurobana means. That is my gift to the world. It's the solution to my own troubles. And I have all the faith that even more compressed time can be delivered to other people, and the result can be even greater than what I experienced in the past 4 years by applying these different techniques. I was chronically depressed, and that's how I healed myself without any traditional methods. And I started to use behavioral neuroscience as a daily practice, and I found a lot of functional things that I could transfer into my art practice. And I start intertwining these tricks and hacks to center myself, to be more productive, to have a more calm presence throughout my day. And it has been just miracle after miracle. Then Ikebana have been around Japanese culture for hundreds of years, and it started as a devotional practice that evolved over the years into not only part of the cultural landscape, but it's considered one of the 3 main arts of refinement, and it's very important key in the diplomatic efforts in the Japanese culture. So when you put all those things together and you transfer those knowledge and pearls of wisdom into your daily practice, then it becomes a good vibe day. I consider it and I claim it as my holy grail, because if I'm having a great time, I celebrate myself with flowers. If I'm having a not such a great time, I make things better by surrounding myself with biophilic art and enhancing my environment with floral design. And it's proven that you are very susceptible to your environment. And I am living proof of that, because I was chronically depressed most of my life. And that was due to toxic environments. Now that I curate that and I treat it as my life is a masterpiece and I want to showcase it at a museum, things have changed for the better in a very dramatic way. So putting all those things together, what can you do right here, right now to make your environment good vibes and how you raise up your vibration for inner peace? Because that's very important. There was a part in my life that it was missing. I was collecting a lot of accomplishments, but something was missing. And the missing part was the inner peace. Once I conquer that, there's no limit to what's coming next. And I start and end my day with beautiful things, fresh material. I constantly change the floral design that I have in my space. And I take the opportunity to debunk the belief in a lot of people that, oh, flowers are a luxury or flowers are only allowed for you to have it on special occasions. Flowers are a necessity because you can express yourself through floral design. You can show appreciation and gratitude through floral work because you show up to visit a friend and you gift a beautiful arrangement that you made yourself, and not only it's a way of self-expression, but also you are building up a connection with the recipient of that beautiful arrangement. If you want to brighten up somebody's day, there's no better way to do it than using flowers. And that's one of the many reasons why I call it my holy grail. And it's a beautiful thing because you can do it anytime, anywhere, with very little resources. And I will say very boldly, with no budget, if you have the right tools, tricks, and hacks. So the excuse of that expensive or that is a luxury, it wouldn't apply anymore in my landscape. And I'm happy to show you how to do beautiful things with zero budget. If you, for instance, wait for that perfect occasion to allow a third party to give you the flowers, well, we don't have a contract saying when is the expiration date for us to leave this planet. So what about if you don't make it to the special occasion? There have been multiple times in my life where I had close calls with the death. And not only was it scary, but it was also a wake-up time to become the holiday and don't wait for the special occasion to be set on a commercial calendar. I make the holiday and I make the special occasion. So I'm always in the festive mode. When you bring those elements into your daily life and you always have something to celebrate, you are not only giving yourself the assurance that you are getting success, but also you are celebrating yourself ahead of time because you are so sure of that success and that glorious day that it's going to go the way that you want it. And if it doesn't, it's okay. Give yourself some grace, give yourself some flowers anyways, and make yourself better. Feel more whole and enjoy those beautiful flowers on your tabletop, your nightstand, have a zen moment, and just decompress and relax. And there are so many different benefits to practicing Nirvana. I campaign for it to do it as a lifestyle because we get into this mode of, okay, I need to learn this and I'm taking another class and there's so much information going, internet, free information, free resources. That's all great. But if you don't apply any of that into a structure and apply it as a daily lifestyle, then you are just doing edutainment and it doesn't quite fulfill the purpose of having better living if you are missing out on the application of all those beautiful pieces of pearls of wisdom and golden nuggets. And last but not least, when you have a passion and you share that passion with the world, and you find that way of self-expression, it doesn't have to be in Nirvana, it can be something else, it could be a sport or it could be a hobby. But when you find that thing that lights up your soul and you turn that into a way of self-expression, there is no room for negativity, there is no room for going down the sewer cycle, because you have a way of self-expression that is going to be very present and very strong on all your endeavors. So I want to leave all these sparks of curiosity to the audience and my fellow speakers to try something different. And please do not say, oh, I am not artsy, or I am not artistic, or I have a black thumb. That is all false reality. You give me 2 hours of your time and I'm going to make you look like a rock star, and you're going to be so confident on your skills for floral artistry that you are going to be adding to my beautiful repertoire of thank you notes, which is ongoing, growing. And I take great pride of that, because also I took it upon myself to bring the changes in the world that I want to see, that I needed to experience. I was subject to a lot of mediocre teachers and a kind of questionable educational system. So when I put my time into sharing my knowledge with somebody new or somebody who is already familiar with my work, I make sure that the time is not only meaningful, but it's also dynamic and memorable, because you are not going to take any of those pieces of wisdom home if you don't have that relatable sense, if you don't have that connection with the moment, or if you don't have that sense of, wow, I want to get rubbed with the same enthusiasm, or I want to experience the same point of view as this person is showing me, and let me try a different lens. And that's when you come with the curiosity of a child and you foster the inner kid in you, and all the transformations and the possibilities are not only infinite, but they are very rewarding. So I want to invite all of you to be creative, to be curious, to get a little bit experimental, and put it on your wish list to end the year strong and find what is that new endeavor that is going to enhance your quality of life. And I will be delighted to be that choice and show you what Nirvana could do for you, your environment, your well-being, your relationships, and even your business, because you will be surprised how much you get to bond with other people when you present as a gift something that you have done with your own hands, with your own creativity. Then you become the conversation piece, and people appreciate more the handcrafted vibes than what you could get mass produced at a store. And again, you can look like a rock star with very little budget, and I will love to show you all the tricks and hacks that I have under my belt. So you get to experience Nirvana and share it with the world. That way we make every day a good vibes day by sharing floral artistry and behavioral neuroscience. Lastly, I'm sending you my love, my appreciation. I am so thrilled to be here, world class. The level of information is off the charts. Everybody's very gifted in something very unique to themselves, nothing that you are going to see on the mainstream. And I am so delighted to be part of the program. Thank you so much for the invite. And not only happy Good Vibes Day, but happy pre-Halloween day. As you can see, I am dressed up as the floral witch. I have all my floral prints. I have my little magical hat. And I'm going to go tonight and flower the world and make it a better place.
Awesome. That's beautiful, Nefertiti. And thank you so much for being part of this. I love your floral arrangements, and you'll send me pictures, online. So these gifts that you give people don't necessarily have to be physical. It can be a picture of the beautiful um, um, arrangement, and then because everything's energy. So when you see flowers, naturally have a very high vibration, just like essential oils that are coming, or floral flower essences and things like that. They're naturally so high vibing, and so then when you add create a beautiful piece of art, just like we heard from Dr. Yana Nirvana. Art, creating art is putting our energy into that space. So it's so important. Now, I know that you have a complimentary. Let's see. I want to acknowledge that Tammy Forward says thank you, and but you have a complimentary introduction to Neurobana workshop that's valued at $197. And so, what's the best way for people to access that?
Via email, yes, I can receive a little note with Good Vibes Day on the subject line, and then we can coordinate the dates, because I'm planning on doing a couple of different sessions for people that have different availability throughout the week. So I'm planning for something during weekdays and one over the weekend. So then we can coordinate what it will be a best match for your schedule. And on the note of virtual reality, I want to share with you real quick that 2 years ago, I had a friend of mine, sadly, she died from cancer, and she was in Canada. And the little bit of, let's say, comfort that I had is that I was able to send her picture of my designs virtually, and she will receive the flowers, and it was a virtual arrangement. And because she had a solid background in Japanese art, she definitely appreciated what I was sending her way. But all that to say is that the possibilities to share your artwork and make it available to other people, it can go beyond the physical realm. You can send it through a virtual photo. You can turn those into prints and mail them the old-fashioned way. And there's no limits of what you can do with your artwork and at what level you want to take it. And who knows, maybe you end up being the next artist with a Etsy shop. So all the possibilities are there with Nirvana for you.
Beautiful. All right. So thank you so much. Vito, I love I love you. So thank you so much for being part of this and sharing all of your gifts with our audience on this, impactful day. So let's get ready to meditate.
Much love. Until we meet.
Much love. Thank you. All right. So it is time to get things going for our meditation. So let me do this. I have a little file to put up here. There we go. And I'm going to bring on Annette, so we can get ready for our global group meditation. Okay, so Annette, here we go. Have you been? Have you enjoyed the day?
Very, very wonderful. Thank you very much for having a good vibes day for all of us. It's so needed. So good afternoon to most of you. It's good. It's an evening for me, but I'm excited to have a meditation with you. And please all open your Global Coherence apps.
Okay. Time to app up, right?
Yes. And if you have already connected with the National Good Vibes Day app, if you already have downloaded everything, you can open that now. If you haven't, you can still click on join a new group and then type in the orange fire 66, or just join the global group. That's fine too if it's a difficult. I think the orange is in capital O and capital F for fire.
Okay.
So
Fix that.
join a group if you haven't done that already.
So capital O and capital F.
Yes, 66.
There we go.
That way we can all be in the National Good Vibes Day.
Yes.
And so whoever is already in the app, you can now tap on your phone's join session. Select a sensor. I am selecting the camera sensor, put my finger on the camera.
And I did have a question regarding the quantum physics of this as people are apping up. This summit is going to be available as a replay. So someone who watches it and they're to this part, and if they go ahead and go to the app and do the meditation that we're going to do right now, how does that impact the field?
Well, if we are a large amount of people, the Global Coherence, the Global Consciousness Project that I mentioned earlier, for example, can measure an impact in global consciousness. If we are smaller groups, often we cannot measure it that way, but it does not mean that there is no impact. Practicing coherence will always benefit your health positively, your health and well-being. It will also impact people around you. And so it's important to put good vibes out. So if there's a large meditation, we can always ask the HeartMath team to look if there was an impact during that time frame in the global
Because it measures like after I do a session, it shows like my coherence and then the coherence of the group for that day. So
correct. And so if for example with this Global Coherence app, if you would measure your coherence and the group coherence before the event, after the event, for example, you could see if the coherence went up. So that would still be a very good measure to have.
okay.
And eventually we also want to use the Coherence app together with all of our other tools like the Global Consciousness Project.
Wonderful. Okay. So I'm all ready to go here, and I'm sure you are too, and hopefully our audience is as well.
All right, I hope you're all online. You'll see my camera. I'm holding my phone with the camera up for this practice. So there's a little light, bright on this side. On the other side, you should already see like your pulse. And on the app, just participate in the meditation.
Okay. I'm playing some crystal. I'm playing some crystal bowls from Diane Alexander in the background. So let me know if it's too loud. I can always lower it.
I think that's beautiful. Thank you very much. So please all get seated very comfortably, sitting upright and relaxed. If you like, you can close your eyes. And start focusing your attention on the area of your heart. Imagine your breath is flowing in and out of your heart and chest area. Breathing a little slower and deeper than usual. Let your breath find a natural rhythm, becoming slower and deeper with each cycle. You're breathing through your heart area. Activate a genuine feeling of care compassion and gratitude for connectedness with all the other people on this call. Gratitude for Leslie for putting on this wonderful day. As you breathe, imagine each inhale draws love into your heart center. Each exhale radiates out love to others on this Good Vibes day. Breathe in love and get still in your heart. As you breathe out, radiate love to your body, mind, and your environment. See your heart, brain, and nervous system aligning in coherence and harmony. Allow yourself to connect with feelings of love, compassion, or gratitude. It's difficult to summon those feelings. Try to recall a memory or thought that makes you feel loved or loving. As you inhale, feel this loving energy filling your whole chest. With each exhale, let the energy radiate outward, extending through your entire body. Feel warmth and compassion spreading until love completely surrounds you. Now visualize someone you care deeply for, picturing them clearly in your mind. Imagine sending them love and compassion from your heart. Picture this energy connecting with their heart, filling them with warmth and joy. Now extend this loving energy to everybody participating in the Good Vibes Day. Imagine expanding this love to your friends, to your loved ones, your community, and expand this love to the whole world. Inhaling love, good vibes into your heart. Exhaling love to the whole world. Continue to radiate our collective love and compassionate care to all on this planet. Feel the interconnectedness of all hearts beating as one. Now slowly bring back your attention to your own heart. Take a few more deep breaths. Feeling gratitude for yourself and this time you spend in meditation. Allow the feelings of love and warmth to settle into your heart, knowing you can return to this space anytime you'd like to. Now gently bring your awareness back to your surroundings. feeling the ground beneath your feet. And whenever you're ready, you can gently open your eyes with a smile on your face. Thank you very much for joining the Good Vibes Day and this global app practice and meditation. If you're on this app, you can stop the session now. You will see your personal coherence, group coherence, and the global coherence, like 3 scores.
So I had a question about the app. So I see the 3 scores. Then when I exit the session, I see some other scores. What is the difference between the two?
There is your personal coherence, the group coherence, which is a National Good Vibes Day. And then there's the global coherence, which is the global group. There's the option when you enter the app to join the global group at the very top. And most people meditate in the global group. And so you see a comparison to all people who put coherence into that global group.
Okay.
And this is
At the
usually,
bottom?
yeah, it's usually 24-hour time period that those scores. And on top of those scores, you see an all-time coherence of how much coherence has been accumulated over all the times of people using the apps and practicing. A lot of people might choose to get in a coherent space without using the app, but it's still very nice to see how much coherence has been contributed by this group and by yourself.
So when I exit out of that, I see 3 daily totals, my coherence, which is 204, the group coherence, which is 401, and then the global coherence, which is 180,000. So, so the group coherence was double what my individual one was.
Yes, so that was basically everybody here in the group contributing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I want to, keep this going as far as the meditation. And so I had an idea that we use the Global Meditation app every Sunday to keep the good vibes going of the summit. And the reason I picked Sundays at 2:00 Eastern time, and just for 15 minutes, is because Pam Gregory, who's an astrologer online, she's from England, she started a, just very informal meditation group, just saying for everyone 2:00 every Sunday for everyone to just send peace and love to the planet, or however they want, to meditate. But I thought it would be great to use the app because then we can kind of measure it. So I want to offer that to our audience to download the app and then, set your timer or Alexa or whatever, at 2:00 every Sunday just to meditate for 15 minutes. And let's just see what we can do, and we can measure that coherence. So I wanted to share that so we can keep the summit going, keep the momentum happening. And then I also wanted to share that if you go to good-vibes.tv, that's where you can sign up for the newsletter, get to the YouTube channel. So this whole summit will be replayed on the YouTube channel. So people can watch different parts and this kind of thing. So I just wanted to offer that. Annette, thank you so much for being here today. I know it's late there in Germany, and you've been with us from the beginning to the end and have been so helpful. And I just really appreciate you and the HeartMath Institute for the work that you're doing, because it really is so important to, especially now these days, to get people to meditate. And I think that the Global Coherence app is an excellent tool to help us kind of measure that, because what we measure, we know what's going on. And as a scientist yourself, measuring things is so important to know where, to see if there's a difference or how things improve and that kind of thing. So I want to thank you so much for all that you did today. And like I said, at the HeartMath Institute. So thank you from my heart.
Thank you very much, Leslie, and thank you very much for creating this group. I think that's a wonderful offer.
So we will keep the good vibes going. Right. Thank you so much. And with that, I'm going to close our event today. It's just been wonderful. We've had 20 different speakers talk. Here we have a comment. Let's see. Tammy Forward, thank you. Yes, let's go back to the comments. If you're watching from wherever you're watching, go ahead and throw a comment on there. I will share it. Tammy Forward says, thank you. Wonderful Good Vibes Day. Yes, it's been wonderful. So many people showed up and just loved, when I intended this, here we go. Cheryl Chow says, thank you so much. Really appreciate this. And remember, you can come back to this and watch different snippets from, different parts or rewatch things. Because every time, we go back and learn something, watch a video or read a book, you get more from it. And Bridget is saying, thank you for doing this, Leslie. Great idea. Many blessings, and many blessings to you, my sister Bridget. So I want to thank everyone again for attending. I hope that you enjoyed it. And remember to register to get the PDF with all the contact information, but I will also put it on our YouTube channel where this will be in the description. But give me like at least 24 hours or so to get that to you. Okay, my friends. Again, thank you. Some more comments. Yeah, comment before I go. So Susan Christini says, thank you. Looking forward to the replay. Yes, please feel free, digest, redigest. There was so much good information here and so many wonderful offers from all the different speakers. Carolyn Dolly says, everything was wonderful. As a collective, we are raising the consciousness of the earth. Thank you. Yes. And Tamisa Leiden says, great day. Yes, it was. Yes. So thank you. Like I said, this was a project that started back in January, and, I couldn't believe this morning that it was finally here. And I'm so grateful to everyone who attended, your vibration, your energy. When we collectively come together, we create an even bigger, it's bigger than the sum of the parts. And this is how even the minority of people can still make a big impact on the world. So know that this is true. And again, thank you so much. I think those are all, yeah. And my only ask, if you want to continue learning about good vibes from me, just go to good-vibes.tv and kudos to you, Leslie. Great job. Thank you, Tamisa. So wonderful. I really had a good time, but I'm sure I'm in the middle of it, so I haven't processed everything yet. But I'm just so grateful for everyone who attended, both the participants and the speakers, and just knowing that this is going to keep going, keep rippling out and making an impact as people learn. So make sure to share this with your friends if you think that they can get some things, or share different parts of the summit. There's so many great speakers that spoke today, and get people to get into this Global Coherence app. We have apps for everything, so we might as well do this. This is a way to kind of fight the power, the powers that be. We are impactful and we can make a difference. And so that's my message to you. Thanks again. Happy Good Vibes Day. And I will see you next time. Actually, tomorrow's the regular Good Vibes Lifestyle live stream, and we'll be recapping the day's events and celebrating Halloween because that's tomorrow. So blessings, everyone, and take care. I will see you next time.
I'm getting them good vibes. I'm living this good life. I'm breathing on God's time, and I ain't gonna waste one breath. I'm soaking it all up. I got me a full cup, and there ain't nothing gonna steal it, nothing gonna kill it. Waving them words goodbye. I'm feeling them good vibes. I ain't trying to hear the negative. I'm just trying to change the narrative.